So again, we are experiencing some very interesting times here in the United States. One of the reasons why is because now certain states are banning cash aid. They do not want to help you by giving you cash. Now I want to explain what's going on. I will talk about this in today's video, but the big news out today, not only is that states are trying to ban cash assistance, but it's because the economy looks like it's turning around. We are seeing the stock market rise. Dow Jones has hit over $40,000 for the first time ever. It's eclipsed it. Well, it's a little bit low now, but it eclipsed it sometime today. That's the big news. But also, we are seeing mortgage rates come down. Inflation is starting to ease. So this could be big news for us here in the United States. The problem is the lower income and the poorest of the poor are still going to feel the brunt of this economy. So I'll explain everything in just a moment. All I ask is one thing. Takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So yes, this is major news. The stock market has surpassed $40,000 today. It's come off a little bit of the high, but it surpassed that. That was huge. Not only that, we're also seeing today's 15 and 30-year mortgage rates plummeted. They just plummeted today. I want to show you this because this right here has a lot of people excited that they may soon be able to afford a home. It says the interest rate on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is 6.625% as of May 16th. That is 0.365 percentage points lower than yesterday. It says additionally, the interest rate on a 15-year fixed rate mortgage is 5.875%, which is 0.375 percentage points lower than yesterday. That's huge. Guess what also came out yesterday? Well, we learned about inflation. It says inflation pressure eases in April as consumer prices rise at slowest pace in 3 months. That is huge. Now, I want to address this because everything that's happened yesterday and today, this is considered really good news. The stock market is jumping. People are excited. Banks, well, they're excited as well because they may not go under. But there is another issue, and it has to do with jobs. It has to do with people working, people making money, and states giving out free money. Here's one of the big questions. Will artificial intelligence steal my job? That's a question I get every single week. I am asked every single week, is artificial intelligence coming after my job? And my answer is the same. It could. Artificial intelligence is just getting started. We're in the infancy stages. But once it really ramps up, once artificial intelligence starts to, again, learn, right, figure things out, it's going to take off. So it could easily come after every single person's job. Now, here's what one of the CEOs of ChatGPT or OpenAI, his name is Sam Altman. So Sam Altman envisions a future where universal basic income is a slice of GPT. Now, what does this mean? Well, here's the thing. If artificial intelligence takes off and just takes over millions of jobs, that means millions of people are going to be out of work. They will not have an income, which means this is where we are potentially going to talk about universal basic income, or UBI, or guaranteed income, where you are guaranteed a certain amount of money no matter what. Well, I want to read you what he had to say. It says, it's somewhat concerning that Sam Altman, the CEO of ChatGPT maker OpenAI, is so concerned about the impact of artificial intelligence on the global jobs market that he's long campaigned for a universal basic income. But Altman now believes that UBI could be supplanted by what he calls universal basic compute. Now, what is that? Let's read a little bit more of this. It says Altman said in 2016 he started to realize the effects that advanced AI could have on society, especially jobs, and conducted an experiment showing that UBI could negate some of these issues. That program gave between $50 and $1,000 a month to more than 3,000 enrollees. Altman told the All In podcast that the positive results would be released soon. While Altman still believes in the benefits of UBI, he posited that a universal income program in the future could look very different from handing people money. Here's how. Since 2016 was a very long time ago. Yeah, about 8 years. I wonder if the future looks something more like universal basic compute than universal basic income. And everybody gets a slice of GPT-7's compute, and they can use it, they can resell it, they can donate it to somebody to use for cancer research. Now, he didn't go into much detail there, but universal basic compute. It's interesting. It's a different thought. But here's what you need to know. Many cities, right now, these free cash programs, these are spreading like wildfire. There are thousands of these different programs. There are many in multiple cities. Okay, in just Los Angeles, there's probably a dozen or more universal basic income programs, guaranteed income pilot programs that give people $250 to $500 to $1,000 every single month for no reason. There's not a strings attached reason. This is why some states, as of right now, are trying to ban this. It says after a boom in cash aid to tackle poverty, some states are now banning it. Now, these states that are banning it, the new one is actually Iowa. Now, I want to read this to you. It says dozens of cities around the United States have been trying to tackle poverty by giving people no strings cash aid, an idea that gained traction after the success of stimulus checks and other federal relief during the pandemic. It says Iowa is the latest Republican-led state to prohibit the use of public money for so-called guaranteed income. Here's something else you may not know. That many states haven't been providing this guaranteed income, but certain companies, certain private companies have been putting up, $1 million, $500,000, and just giving, 100 people, $250 a month. Here you go. Here's $250 every single month. I'm going to give it to you. That's what we're seeing. But what's crazy about this is these states are starting to ban this because what they are seeing is that by giving people free money, people that are working, people that are, have a home, have a car, not homeless, right? It's actually becoming an issue. Here's the biggest thing though. And this is why I bring this to your attention, because more states are considering banning these cash payments. Texas is one of those. But Texas, it got shot down pretty quick. But here's what we know. More states are opting to tie this cash payment to something. If you receive this payment, you are receiving it because of X. For instance, certain states over the past year or two have been giving people a guaranteed income payment if they filed their taxes. So that's the one stipulation. You just had to file your taxes. Another state, they will give you a guaranteed income payment if you own a home, if you rent an apartment, if you are homeless, if you are part of the LGBT community, right? This is where things are going. Now, I want to ask you one question. Do you know anybody that has received any of this money, any of this universal basic income? And I ask this question because there are so many different programs out there. There's probably 1,000 programs, okay? Some are bigger, some are smaller. The bigger ones, we probably have about 50 of those around the U.S. But out of those programs, I've only talked to less than a handful of people, probably less than 5 people, that have actually received money from these programs. And so, brings up the question, where are all these people at? So, just want to ask you that. If you know anybody, or have you received any of this money? So, as of today, that is what we know. The economy is looking a little bit better. States are now starting to ban the use of this funding for some type of stimulus or some type of guaranteed income if there's not a stipulation behind it. But I want to know your thoughts. Do you think this is a good thing? Do you think this is a bad thing? And what are your thoughts on the economy moving forward? So I will leave you with that, because as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I will see you guys on the next one.